Composting 101, the secret to healthy soil. Hey there, fellow gardeners. Welcome back to EcoAlchemy. I'm absolutely thrilled to be sharing this special moment with you. It's episode 50. Can you believe it? I couldn't have done it without your support. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for being part of this incredible journey. Today, I want to talk about something that makes any gardener's heart sing: composting. If you've been with us for a while, you know we've touched on this subject before, but in this episode, we're digging a little deeper, pun intended. We'll explore what makes composting so magical, how you can get started with your own setup, and why it's truly transformative for your garden. Let's get our hands dirty, shall we? At its core, compost is nature's ultimate recycling system. It's a fascinating, natural process that breaks down organic matter, think food scraps, yard waste, and even plain cardboard, into rich, nutrient-packed material that will work wonders for your garden soil. Now, let's keep it friendly. Compost isn't just dirt, it's alive, teeming with beneficial microbes, fungi, and organisms that work together to create a thriving, healthy ecosystem. Think about it. Under that crumbly layer of earthy goodness is a bustling world of life that works hard to nourish the fruits, veggies, and flowers you love to grow. Here's how I like to picture it. Compost is like a multivitamin for your garden. It strengthens your plants, improves your soil, and even helps retain moisture. And bonus, it helps you reduce waste in the process. Pretty awesome, right? I know what you may be thinking. Why should I go through the trouble of composting? Well, after years of gardening, I can confidently tell you that composting is a total game changer. Let me break it down into 3 key benefits. Reduce waste. Instead of tossing food scraps and yard clippings into the trash, why not turn them into something magical? Composting dramatically cuts down on waste headed to landfills and transforms it into something truly beneficial. Plus, there's something so satisfying about repurposing leftovers into new life. Boost soil health. If you want plants that thrive, you need healthy soil. Compost enriches your garden with nutrients, improves the texture of the soil, and makes it easier for roots to grow. Better soil equals better yields, whether you're growing tomatoes or tulips. Help the planet. Composting isn't just good for your garden, it's good for the earth. When organic waste decomposes in landfills, it produces methane, a greenhouse gas that contributes to climate change. By composting, you're making a small but meaningful impact on our environment. To me, composting is a beautiful way to work with nature rather than against it. And believe me, that feeling of adding nutrient-rich compost to your garden is simply unmatched. It's one of the most rewarding things you can do as a gardener. If you're new to composting, don't worry. It's easier than you might think. You don't need a big backyard or fancy equipment to start. Here's a simple guide to set yourself up for success. First things first, pick a location for your compost. If you're working outdoors, you can choose a corner of your yard, a dedicated compost bin, or even an open pile. Make sure it's convenient but not in the way. For those of you in apartments or with smaller spaces, a kitchen composter or a worm bin could be the perfect solution. Here's where the composting magic happens. To create compost, you need a mix of greens and browns. Greens. These provide nitrogen and include fruit and veggie scraps, coffee grounds, tea leaves, and fresh grass clippings. Browns. These are rich in carbon and include materials like dried leaves, cardboard, shredded newspaper, and small wood chips. A great rule of thumb is to aim for a 2-to-1 ratio of browns to greens. This balance is key to creating compost that breaks down effectively and avoids unpleasant odors. When you're ready to start composting, layer your greens and browns like you're making a lasagna. Start with a base layer of browns to help aerate, then add your greens. Keep alternating. Think of it as layering flavors for the ultimate soil feast. To keep your compost healthy and breaking down efficiently, it's important to aerate it every 1 to 2 weeks. Grab a pitchfork or compost turner and give it a good stir. This keeps oxygen flowing and helps prevent any odors. Your compost pile should have a moisture level that feels like a wrung-out sponge, not too wet, not too dry. If it's too dry, add a splash of water or more greens. If it's too wet, toss in extra browns to absorb the moisture. Now that you've got the basics, let me share a few extra tips to make your compost even better. Chop up items. The smaller your scraps, the faster they break down. Chop up kitchen waste or shred leaves before adding them to the pile. Build a diverse mix. Variety is the spice of composting life. Mix different types of greens and browns for a rich, balanced end product. Seasonal adjustments. In cooler months, your compost may slow down. Don't worry, it'll pick up again when it warms up. Not everything is compost-friendly. Avoid these items to keep your compost pile healthy and pest-free. Meat, dairy, and oily foods. These can attract unwanted critters. Diseased plants or weeds with seeds. These can cause future problems in your garden. Non-organic items. Plastic, glossy paper, and anything synthetic don't break down and harm the composting process. Taking care with what you add ensures your compost is a safe and nutritious treat for your plants. The million-dollar question. Your compost will take anywhere from a few months to a year to fully break down, depending on its size, contents, and how often you turn it. But the wait is worth it. You'll know your compost is ready when it looks dark, crumbly, and has that fresh, earthy smell. If you see recognizable bits, give it a little more time. Once it's ready, spread it on your garden beds, mix it into potting soil, or even sprinkle it on your lawn for a green boost. Here's what I love most about composting: the undeniable proof of its magic. Your tomatoes will be juicier, your flowers brighter, and your garden more resilient overall. Gardening is all about nurturing growth, and composting is one of the easiest and most rewarding ways to do just that. Now I've got to ask, are you already composting? Or is it something you're excited to start? I'd love to hear your stories, setups, or even challenges in the comments. And hey, if you're new, don't feel intimidated. It truly is a learning process, and your garden will reward you for your efforts. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to EcoAlchemy. Click that notification bell so you never miss an update. Every like and comment helps support this channel, and I'm so grateful for your kind encouragement. In next week's episode, we'll keep the soil-friendly tips coming as we focus on compost's perfect partner, mulch. You'll learn how to enhance your garden even further with this simple, powerful addition. Happy composting, gardeners, and I'll see you in the next one.